Welcome, affiliated listeners, to another amazing episode of the Affiliated Podcast. And today we're going to be talking about something that almost feels too good to be true. And honestly, it feels like in AI, there's a lot of stuff that is too good to be true. But today we're going to be talking with somebody that has a product that sounds too good to be true and isn't. And that's Bill McIntosh. So Bill has a product called Push Button AI. And as crazy as it sounds, he is saying, and I have seen it, but we'll talk a little bit more about it, that you could create a business almost with a click of a button. Now, it's not a full business in terms of it won't run for you, but it's amazing what you could do. And this is one of these things in a sea of AI tools, one that you really, really, really want to know about. So we're going to talk about that and exactly how he came to generate and produce this product. For anyone out there that's curious in that, it's going to be an awesome episode. So if you ever wanted to have your business be basically push button ready, or you're curious about AI, or you just want to hear some really amazing marketing tactics, please buckle in and say hello to our guest today, Bill McIntosh, with me. Bill, how are you doing?
Hey, doing well. Looking forward to it. This is going to be great.
Yes. It should be a good one. It should be a really good one. Excited to have you. So before we kind of jump in, I know we made some really big claims out there, and a business at the push of a button, which sounds crazy and amazing. But also, I will be honest, hesitant. When he first told me, I was hesitant. And we'll jump into that a little bit and some of the hesitation. Before that, just give people like a really high level view. How did you get to here? Like what in your journey led you to have this company, this business, and be talking to me today?
Sure. Well, I've been building digital businesses for a long time, over 2 decades now. And many of them have been either information products, trainings, courses of all kinds, in just about any niche you could kind of think of. I've kind of been there, done that. And one of the things that I noticed is how difficult it is, especially early on, how difficult it is to actually launch a product, and how difficult to create a course and get something on the market. And even just, 6 months ago or a year ago, you could end up investing $10,000, $20,000 just to launch a product. And it could take months. And I think that's just out of reach for the average new entrepreneur. So yeah. I wanted to do something about that.
Months, and then it doesn't even work, right? So months and money, and then you're just left with something that needs more work. That's awesome. And 20 years doing this, which I always think people have to just like step back. 20 years is a long time to do anything, but in internet and online terms, that's closer to 100 years. You might as well be a century veteran in the online game. But you're looking great, Bill. You don't look 100 or even 20. So you're doing good. You're doing good.
Well, thanks. I feel pretty energetic for my 125 years.
Yeah, in digital years. They're even more accelerated than cat years. So understanding, like I kind of mentioned this before. So I think one of the things what you're saying sounds amazing, right? Like, wow, what great tools to get fast acceleration and product creation. I'm sure even more. But as we know, like AI services and companies, they are a dime a dozen. I think last I heard, there was more than 100 new AI companies forming almost every single day. And there's others just disappearing. So there's just this huge cycle of new companies all making grand promises. But honestly, in my experience, almost every single one of them just delivers mediocre at best results. And it might do it very quickly, but quick acceleration to crappy product isn't helping anybody, in my opinion. So I think one of the biggest questions starting out is, how are you not one of those AIs? Like what about this product is a little bit different to let me know that, hey, I want to listen to anything you're going to have to say, because this isn't just another one of those kind of crummy AI products that I feel like is all we're seeing right now.
Well, yeah, I realize that AI has this big promise and there's a lot of hype around it. And I think a lot of people's experience too, you might pop open ChatGPT, you could go over there and you can just say, hey, write me an article, right? And it's going to come back with something that's going to be usually bland. Actually,
it will be an article, not good, but it's an article.
Yeah. I mean, it's like, you got your high school student to come in and, write an essay for you, basically is what it will churn out, and that's just not good enough. I mean, just to be frank. And, and most tools, that's kind of what they do. So, something that's really important to me is a core business principle that I believe in is the more value you give to your customers, the more money you make. And sure, marketing and sales and all that's an important part of it. But at the end of the day, if you don't deliver some kind of value to your buyer, your business will fail. So So when we created the product, it was really important to me that that's what we are producing in terms of when, our system can set up your entire site. It builds like digital courses if you want to have an e-learning business and offer a course or a training. It also builds like affiliate lead generation sites. And what's different is what we do is we build an entire business. So it isn't like a content generator where it's going to make articles or do like individual things. And the process is really complicated. So basically what I did is I worked out manually how to create all of these assets with AI and get high quality. So, and it's a lengthy, time consuming process. It isn't like the dream of sit at ChatGPT, ask it 3 questions and it spits out, your content.
Yeah.
You have to break your content down into like lots of pieces and do it little pieces at a time. The prompts that you have to use to, like when you're using these tools, you're using prompts normally in most AI tools. We're a promptless solution. There's no prompting and talking to a chatbot.
Okay. So I want to dive back a little bit then just to talk a little bit about because you're kind of establishing what's different about what you're doing versus what you normally see. So it sounds like the bulk of most AI products in the market that you're seeing are probably prompt built, or they're just almost like one interface on top of a chat GPT. So it's not necessarily, it's giving you subpar results because it's putting in subpar data. Is that about right? Because then you have all this experience, you'll be able to understand, but most of the issue is these companies, AI softwares, whatever, or even individuals just aren't putting in good data in. Would you say that's kind of one of the biggest differences is since you guys are promptless, I'm curious to hear about that, but it's just they don't have good data even coming in to get you good data out?
Yeah, I mean, frankly, to use the tools, it's time consuming. And if you just go and say, hey, give me an article, you're not going to get good quality. And that's what most people's experience is. They'll go and use these tools, or they'll see AI material that have been generated with that kind of a strategy. And it's like you said, it's like, garbage in, garbage out kind of a thing.
Yeah.
So if instead there's a very specific thing, which was how you would break a piece of content down into many, many parts. And there's some very specific strategies you have to tell the AI to guide it properly, and to make an article, it's going to be faster than writing it by hand, but it's still like really time consuming, or to make a course lesson. So what we did is we took that time consuming process of being able to, you have to prompt. If you go to ChatGPT, you can go and prompt it. You might have to do 12, 2 dozen prompts to create a good course lesson. And that might take, an hour, 2 hours to generate one lesson. So we did all the best of AI, but we combined it with automation so that what we're doing is we're sending hundreds of prompts and to these AI tools. The large language models is what they're called. So we're using a variety of different language models, and we're submitting hundreds of prompts to get back all the material. And then we use automation to kind of reassemble it and create something of high quality.
Gotcha. So it's really taking that AI and pairing it with almost like machine learning and automations to quickly create something of value. That's where you really start replicating a lot of the process. So that's super impressive. So let's talk a little about like what you actually come from it. And on these prompts and search, are you going directly to the AI server, or is it kind of like cascading across various different endpoints? I'm kind of curious on that.
Yeah, it's a combination. I mean, as an example, if you're going to do a good lesson, you're going to go to, and large language models are the text to speech or text-based language models that you can use, like ChatGPT. That's the one that's really famous. There's also Claude 2. Google's now got Gemini, Grok over at Twitter. Like there's a bunch of these different language models. And so we don't use any one language model. In fact, we even have our own proprietary system that we've built that we're using. So we're using a variety of different AI brains, I suppose, for lack of a better way to describe it.
Those are some super brains too. That really
you have all
changes the term mastermind when you put those together, right?
Yeah, exactly. So we're submitting, prompts basically to a variety of different of these AI brains to get back the data, and then using automation to assemble it all into, whether we're assembling a sales page or a free report to give away, a squeeze page to get subscribers, And then what we do is we build everything. So it isn't a tool where you can just come in and go, oh, I want an article.
Hmm.
You come in and go, I want a business. And you say, I want a business that serves a particular, I always use dog training as the example. It seems to be the one that everyone can relate to. So you
Yeah,
might
yeah.
say, I want to serve families who have misbehaving pets. And I want to teach their pets how to behave in this course, right? And then that's it. You just put that data in, and the rest, the AI will literally build the whole business from top to bottom. Yeah.
Holy cow. So like what comes out of that? Because I feel like that doesn't feel like good data going in, as we talked about before, Bill.
Yeah.
So I'm really curious, like what is that kind of a prompt going to generate? Like what kind of business am I going to see on the other side?
So what ends up happening is we spin off. You could almost think about it as a team of researchers, right?
Hmm.
And so when you tell our system that, it sets up this sort of team of researchers that are now going to go out on the web. They're going to go out and query, like, we may use some of the open AIs like GTP4. We may query the web, and we're going to be doing research to find out if you're going to do a course on training a dog to behave in a family. What are the things that you're going to have in that course? And it's literally doing research and then comes back with a course outline. And in our process, we give you a choice. You can either like hit a button and walk away and let it just do its thing, or you can be involved in the process. So it's a choice either way. So if you decide to be involved in the process, it's going to give you a list and say, hey, here's the outline of the course, and here's what we've learned about the market. And then you can edit it or modify it if you want to, and then submit it back. And then it's going to take that course outline and all what it's learned, and it's going to then use that to assemble piece by piece. And the customers can be as involved in that process as they want. If they want to be like part of as the AI is assembling all of this, they can dynamically like edit it, work with it, improve it before their business is built, or they can just walk away and let the AI do it all. So it's kind of up to them.
And how long? So if I wanted to do the crock pot of business building and set it and forget it, how long does it take for it to pull up this information and give me a dog training business by the end of it? Like, how long would it take to run that?
It could take about 20 minutes. Yeah. Which is nuts.
20 minutes. That's nuts.
Yeah.
Like you can't, that's so crazy. I could go have a cup of coffee and maybe like have some oatmeal, and that would be longer than 20 minutes probably after that whole process is done. That is insane. So, wow. So if it was building it as you went along, because I could imagine that would be nice to make sure, hey, are we heading in the right direction? Dog training, well, I don't really want to focus on those things, blah, blah, blah. Like how many prompts or how many times is it going to like stop you and say, hey, is this okay, if you wanted to kind of select it as you go?
Yeah, if you go the interactive approach where you're doing it with the AI, then like the outline comes out pretty quickly. I would say, maybe 20, 30 seconds actually before you have your outline of your course. And then if it's assembling a course, I would say you're going to get, we generate a 12 lesson framework. So we do 12 lessons. Each lesson is usually 3,000 to 5,000 words of content roughly. And each lesson is going to take, I don't know, maybe a minute to 2 minutes to generate. So you're just sort of watching it as it's, as each one is generated, it pops up on the screen, and then you can scroll through and modify them as you want. And then after that process is over, then it does your sales page, and it's very similar where it's going to assemble it and let you edit your sales page, your free report, if you're going to give away a free report. So, and then, yeah.
So let's go back to on the sales page too. So is that writing the copy? Is it kind of long form copy? Can I set the style? I'm kind of curious on the marketing side, because I mean, that's one part that really jumps out at me, because it's like, okay, you got the research, you got the product. Oh my gosh, that's amazing. I got to market it. Right. And so that feels like the area where, things might get challenging. So I'm kind of curious what marketing materials it gives you right from the get-go that are going to help me get better conversions.
Well, yeah, it does write all the copy. So it's going to write a long form sales letter. And from your headline to the lead as you're opening your sales letter, to all the various benefits that you might want to hit on this. I mean, it does a pretty good job, I got to say. and it writes a darn good sales letter. Yeah.
That's awesome. That's super awesome. Does it do video as well, or like VSL scripts, or is that something that at this point in time it's not built for?
Yeah, it even does video. Yeah. So,
Oh my gosh.
yeah, how we do video, it doesn't do a video sales letter yet.
Okay.
But what it does do is it can turn your lessons into video, like a video course or an audiobook type course.
No way. So it could turn it into audio. It could create audio files and audio versions.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
because that's a huge little order bump too. People will take all sorts of content in an audio form, but it's so hard normally to get that done. So that's awesome. That's
Yeah, there's so many ways to use it. You could do an order bump for audiobooks. You could do an upsell for video versions. Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. So, okay, so let's kind of get, I just want to like make sure because again, this feels just too easy. So like I'm a brand new person. I've been sitting here. I've been trying to figure out this affiliate marketing game. I know I have a product, maybe even a passion. Let's say that let's do this. I have been on a journey, and for any of the listeners out there, if you could help me, please help me, of trying to figure out how to do latte art. YouTube does not proven to be very successful for me. So let's say I want to create a course because I want to buy the course on how to become a professional at-home barista, from latte art to the best pulls, to extract the right things out of your beans, to have the full setup, to feel cool at home. So I want this. I've kind of molded around. I don't know enough to actually make the course, but I know I want the course, and I assume others would want it too. I know that maybe I might know some marketing stuff. So I go to you, like, what can I expect? And like, what's going to churn out if I'm like, all right, I want to create this course. Like, what does that process fully look for me? I know we kind of gave some examples of the dog stuff, but I'm kind of curious what you expect that would turn out to.
Well, sure. It's funny because I was involved with somebody making a course on the platform just recently. It was not for latte art, but it was how to brew gourmet coffee at home.
Oh, there we go. There we go.
Right?
I think we're following the same people, whoever that person was, but
yeah. So for all,
yeah, right. So I'm going, I put in there like, the professional at home barista is the name of the course. That's what I want. So it's going to spit out like a full, like, is it multi-course? Do I have to say I want like low ticket to high ticket? Is it going to give me multiple courses when I ask for that?
Yeah. So in that example, it's going to come back with an outline. So you're going to tell it first, who do you want to sell that to? So it does do some research on who it tailors everything to who you're targeting. Right. So
yeah.
So you would say who you want to target and what you want to teach them, basically. And then even if you're not sure, we have a process where we can drill into a general topic and find the 10 most common problems, goals, and then the related benefits. And you can use it as a brainstorming tool to like figure out.
Oh, that is awesome. So it's really supercharged market research to make sure that you're starting out with the right foot. Yeah. And then it gives you all the assets and resources right after that.
Yeah, exactly. And I should have probably led with that, because that is really the marketing like gold of all of this. Is the very first step is it does some research and finds the 10 biggest emotionally driven problems or goals. And then if your prospect achieves them, what's the end benefit of that? And it does all that research and pulls it back. And that's what it's basing the course outline on, your sales materials. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. That makes sense. Like that alone would be such a benefit, because I'm thinking to myself, like, we all oftentimes have ideas what we want on a course, but we don't know if anyone would ever buy it besides us. And like, who am I? Right. Like I might be the only person in the world that cares about it, or me and 5 other bearded weirdos. So I could see how that would make you a little bit nervous, but when you could have that market research to where it could take an idea and then give it scalability in terms of, okay, well, here's the actual problems these people seem to be facing. You're like, all that alone like would be huge. Even if you didn't want to create an offer, I feel like you could do that. So now this is where my little marketing brain gets all on fire. So let's say, great for creating a product. I know you kind of explained enough what spits out of that. Let's say instead, like, I'm an affiliate and I want to start refining some of my targeting and ad campaigns or my pre-sale page. So I know that I want to sell, we'll say we have a really popular like blood sugar supplement called Glucose 6. So I want to promote that. Could I go to that and say, okay, here's the product, who are the audiences, what are the problems that they're facing? And like, it could start spitting me out pre-sale landing pages that are fit for this exact demographic.
Exactly.
Maybe even more.
Yeah, so
So like
we call it our lead gen business, right? So if you're running traffic to affiliate offers, we would refer to that as a lead gen business. And so
Mhm.
what we'll do is we'll do that research. Your very first step that you work with the AI is it's going to identify those top 10 problems, goals, and benefits of your market, and then it's going to create 10 landing pages, one for each problem or goal, one for each, and it'll talk about the associated benefits.
Mhm.
And yeah, it will create an entire landing page. We advise driving it to a subscription form, so it'll be a pitch to get a free course. It'll basically give away a free course
Mhm.
targeting that unique problem or goal for each landing page, and it generates 10 of them. Then it
Oh
generates
wow.
the course to give away as like a lead magnet
Oh
for.
wow.
Yeah. And then on top of
So wait, so
that,
you can
something
get
cool.
so you're gonna get as an affiliate, be able to get a ton of different problem ideas, but not only generate, okay, great, I want to try like a bunch of different, pre-sale pages, if I'm doing native ads or just these opt-in pages. Well, I could try 10 different angles, it'll spit it out for me, and it gives me the courses to give as a lead magnet, which is huge to me as well. Because I think as a media buyer, there's sometimes strategies you don't try because you're like, well, I don't want to create a bunch of different lead magnets and pay somebody on Fiverr to go do this and not even know if it's going to be good quality. And so I'm spending on an idea that I don't even know it's going to work. This eliminates that as a whole. You could almost just, that seems crazy to me. Like, I just feel like as an affiliate, that would be such a game changer because it's speed and efficiency being increased so much. So I guess tell me, am I wrong? Is that what you're teaching people
No,
to
that's
do? That
exactly
seems
right.
way too
That's
good.
exactly right. So
Ah,
yeah,
that's wild.
it'll help do the market research to identify like these big problem pain points. They're all emotionally kind of subconscious problems and goals that the market has and needs to solve. They need to solve those things, and it makes a landing page for each one. Um, and the other thing is we have what we call our offer page builder. So let's
Hmm.
say that you browse the marketplace and you find a new offer you want to promote. Well, you just
Hmm.
feed the information to the offer page builder, and it'll build you an entire landing page that just
Oh,
only
that's amazing.
promotes that offer. So
That's amazing. Wow,
yeah,
that would just scale things up so fast. Does it do ads as well? Does it generate ads for like Facebook or anything like that?
yeah. So like there's a package of stuff. So we call them
Okay,
add-on packs. And so
gotcha.
you can build a basic business, which includes a sales page, there's a free report to give away, one squeeze page.
Hmm.
It includes the course, a 12 module training course.
Hmm.
And that's the basic site that's built. And then we have our lead gen site that comes with 10 landing pages and a free course.
Hmm.
So you can build either one of those. It's a choice. And
Hmm.
then you can add add-ons to it. And that's like an AI generated logo if you want it to do your logo for you for your site. Uh, Videos that you can add to like the video lessons, audio lessons.
Hmm.
We have what we call our marketing pack, which is 10 articles written and posted on your site.
Oh,
It
nice.
includes ads, 10 ads for like so they're social media ads. So they're going to work in
Hmm.
like Facebook, Instagram.
Yeah,
Um, 10 organic social media posts that it creates for you.
nice.
A 30-day email sequence, by the way. Um,
Oh, really? An AR sequence? Are you
yep.
able to even plug in? Like, can I say, "Hey, I here's the products that I want to promote and the links for them," and it would generate the 30-day sequence with affiliate offers too?
It can. Yeah. The main thing it's going to do is with the course business, it's going to generate a 30-day sequence to sell that course. And then with the lead gen,
Gotcha.
it's going to do it. It's going to be something slightly different to help you promote your offers.
Gotcha, gotcha. Well, geez, but if you paired that with, say, like the lead gen, so if again we wanted to like, hey, I know I could generate a lot of leads, but oftentimes, if we don't sell that lead in the first day, people just dump it and they don't ever do anything with it again.
Mhm.
But if you had it structured this way, where you're going to pre-sell, they do the membership, and then it's that 30-day sequence, you'll still sell some people same day, but now all those other leads you could work in that kind of a hands-off sequence to continue to sell them. That seems awesome. That seems really,
Yeah,
really
yeah,
smart,
yeah. And
as a way
off
to
the
just start
shelf, what
maximize your
it'll
business.
do is it bases that on that same 10 problems and goals that we talked about, right? So
Hmm.
it did that
Yeah,
research. It has those same 10 problems and goals, and it's going to fill a whole 30-day sequence hitting those pain points. Right?
gotcha. Now, and
Yeah,
so would it hit all of them, or
yeah.
is that something where you can kind of select and say, well, hey, here's the ones that I really want to focus on for this audience, I guess it might not be bad to hit all of them though, because you just
Yeah,
know everyone's going the
at the
same
beginning,
journey. Yeah.
at the beginning, you can
Yeah.
refine that, right? So at the very beginning,
Yeah.
when it's doing its research, so if it comes up with let's say, I don't know, in the latte art course, it comes back and
Yes.
it says, hey, a common problem is people don't know what kind of milk to select,
Hmm.
right? And you're
Yeah.
like, nah, that's not a problem. I don't want that. And you
Yeah.
can,
Yeah.
you
Just
can just
sounds like a bunch of
modify it.
almond milk people. Get out of here, almond milk. That's it. Yeah.
That's me. I do almond milk and heavy cream. That's my thing. So
That's a weird combo. You know what though? I do oat milk and whole milk. So I'm not really being that much healthier, but I always like that combo. No, so that's really impressive. So I'd say like it's crazy to me too, because I think of a lot of media buying affiliates out there. And you're buying media, you're normally going to have some sort of middle page and then go to, a VSL. Realistically, you're probably losing out a ton of leads on that page because you're not doing an opt-in because you don't have a product. And it's just one of these things like, oh, what a barrier in my business. Boy, you could almost unlock an entirely new revenue channel without changing up your business just by having something like this. Instead of hiring somebody, figuring out, never knowing if it's good until you pay for enough courses and classes. And all that's going to do is probably take away from what you're trying right now. So, I mean, it feels kind of like a little bit of the Rubicon that's going to like unlock so much for you once you have it. So I guess like honestly, and this sounds like a dumb question, but like who should not be buying this product? Who should be the people that are like, this probably isn't for you?
well, anyone who wants to get things done fast, ultimately, right? This is the solution for that. So, there's that old, I think it was Joe Vitale that talked about money loves speed, right?
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
so if you believe in that and you want to have a quick way to get, test a new idea or test a new market,
Mm-hmm.
this is amazing for that. So I think for some of the more experienced entrepreneurs, that's the big benefit there is speed. So you can
Mm-hmm.
go from a concept to I'm testing it in a matter of hours, and you be running
Yeah.
traffic, getting leads like within hours, you're up running
Yeah.
and off you go.
Within hours, you could have a funnel built, a landing page with 10 different lead pages to like,
Mm-hmm.
that's just wild. That's crazy.
Yeah, yeah. And then for a newer marketer, this tool is really designed to solve every one of the barriers that you're facing. So, I mean, I do teach entrepreneurs how to start businesses. That's one of the
Mm-hmm.
niches that I'm in, and I noticed there's just a huge barrier: technology, hosting, setting up your site. I mean, I recommend building sites on WordPress, and if you're going to do that, then you got to find the plugins, activate the plugins, configure them. Like
Mm-hmm.
it's a nightmare for an average new
Yeah.
entrepreneur. And
And
so
if you do something
that's
wrong, then your website gets torn down or doesn't work, and you're like, just when you try and get
yeah,
traction, yeah.
yeah. And so that's part of the benefit as well is for a newer entrepreneur, all of that is just handled. Like we set up the hosting, we launched the website, we activate and configure all the plugins. The AI just does all this for you. So it'll set up your hosting environment, install WordPress, set up all the pages, do all the copywriting, and then it's like just handing you on a silver platter the keys to your new business. And that's
Yeah, that's
pretty darn
awesome.
appealing to a new entrepreneur.
Yeah, that's appealing to existing entrepreneur. I think it sounds pretty awesome. So, no, that's fantastic. So, really, I guess the people that wouldn't want this product are people that don't like things to go fast and they like to figure it out all on their own. So, if you love failing and you just like to do it often and take a long time doing it, just stay away. Stay away from this. You don't need any part of it. But for all of us that are in the category of we'd like speed, efficiency, and things to be good but faster, this sounds just brilliant and perfect. So I know we just kind of scratched the surface. There's definitely probably more case studies and things to know. So for people that want to learn more first, because I do think I mean, like I said, we only really had about 30 minutes to be able to talk to us. There's probably a lot more that you could show. And I imagine I'd really want to see it. So people that want to see, maybe you demo this, see it live, see kind of maybe learn more about it, where can they do that? Is there a video or something that they could participate in?
Sure. Well, we're going to do a master class that we're going to get together, and I'll do that. I'll do a demo. I'll show the whole idea of how do you actually make money with this at the end of the day. How do you put it to use and get dollars flowing in? So I'll go over that, and I'll do a live demo showing how the tool works. And yeah, that's what, and they can go there it's pushbutton.ai/ClickBank is the place to
Nice.
go to register for that. Yeah.
All right. Pushbutton.ai / is it / I'm assuming ClickBank or
Yes.
/ some sort of slash. If one slash doesn't work, try the other one. So we'll also put those in the show notes so you guys could click around. But that'd be fantastic. And I actually know when this episode drops, we should also be sending out emails to our audience as well, because we just honestly really believe that this is such a fantastic product. And I want you guys to know there's some questions. I did have a lot of these doubts, but I've seen what Bill's been doing in the background. I've seen the software. You definitely want to go on and look at the presentation to see how this works. It truly is something that can unlock so many barriers that aren't tied to you. I think the problem is lots of great marketers, business owners, content creators, entrepreneurs. They're fantastic, but you get so many barriers in just doing what you want to do. You get discouraged, bogged down. Now you never really get started. You never get going. And I know there's people in this podcast listening right now are in that category. Please go to this presentation. Please just watch what happens, because I truly believe, just like web builders became a huge, once they came out, it changed online marketing, because so many people that previously were gatekept from ever creating a website because it was so hard. You had to pay so much money. You had to have a developer. It was just a massive barrier. Once that got stripped away through web builders, we saw a large influx of people coming into online marketing and making the space even better. This feels like that next iteration. Now, all the parts besides just a website that are so hard to come up with can be done so fast, so efficiently, to just empower you to get your message out. I think it's just amazing. Love what you're doing. And please look at those emails, or just go to pushbutton.ai or pushbutton.ai / ClickBank. Hopefully I said that right. Probably didn't, but it'll be below anyway, so you don't have to worry about it. So before we go, Bill, I know you got a lot going on. I definitely want to drive people just go really spend the time. I was fortunate enough to sit down and do it with you one-on-one. So, sorry guys, I got like dedicated time. It was great. But I really encourage everyone to go there. Before we let you go, is there anything else you want to tell the people, tell the crowd, say to the podcasters, and then we'll send you off?
Sure. Well, I would say this. So I know there's been a lot of hype and a lot of expectations about AI, and a lot of controversy. People saying AI is not good for us. It is good for us. It creates good content. It creates horrible content. I just want everyone to know, in all of my years of doing this, I've been doing it a long time, and I've had the luck of being able to have some pretty successful online businesses over the years. And so based on everything I have seen and everything I've seen come and go, AI is the real deal. So we have an opportunity right now. There's a window open where AI is new, it's fresh. And every time I have ever seen something new like this hit the marketplace, people profit and they make a lot of money, especially those who take action early. So I want to really encourage you not to brush this aside, not to assume it's hype. It's real, and you can make a lot of money if you know how to use the AI tools right. And whether you end up buying Pushbutton AI and using my tools or not, I'd encourage you, come and join me on the Masterclass, and you'll learn a little bit about the best way to use AI to make profit right now today, and to really exploit this opportunity. And don't miss out on it. It really is a massive opportunity.
Yeah, no, I think that's, of all the things that people really should take, is like, this is a massive opportunity. And if you are not investing and understanding AI, at least understanding it and starting to use it in your business, this even came from, we had a large all company meeting, and our CEO, quote, I don't know if I'll get in trouble for saying this, but he said, if companies are not adopting AI this year, they're going to be left behind. Like, they just are. So that is no different than you and your business now. If you don't start learning to understand the right AI to use and how to use it in your business, you are just going to get left behind. But right now, you have an opportunity to not only not be left behind, but excel from the front. Because as much as this has been in the works, and Bill's probably been working on it for years, this is still very new technology, and a great opportunity to take advantage of your business and be first. So with that, again, Bill, so grateful for your time. Grateful you listeners out there that came in, enjoyed the conversation that we were able to have. And please rate, review, subscribe, email us with the subjects you would like us to talk about that we haven't yet. And of course, the most important thing are costume suggestions for Michael on our top 10 offers list. Let's make him look as goofy as possible. That's my goal. Until next time, Thomas isn't here, so happy scaling in his stead, and you guys be safe out there. Thanks so much. Bye.
Bye.